with audio. I'm gonna do this.
Audio's good.
I'm gonna do this thing here.
Ooh, Joe Rogan's got Cameron Haynes on.
Hey.
Hey.
So I can sync audio later.
Sync your mom there.
Sync your mom. So, bro, we're doing a podcast.
Fucking finally, dude. We have a lot of things that are cool to say, I'm pretty sure.
We do. I guess the best place to start is you scumbags were right. We are doing a podcast, and I don't know how you guessed it, you little internet diggers.
I'm just going to say, to start off, that shout out to Mike Bustler, because clearly you did your fucking homework.
100%.
And all you little fucking lemming followers, after Mike Bustler had already said it, are fucking posers or something. Fucking haters.
For anybody that doesn't know, too, we might as well shout out Mike Bustler is a comedian from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and if you haven't seen him do some of his stand-up, you should go check it out.
He's been named like the funniest person in Grand Rapids.
I think he got second place this year in the funniest person in Grand Rapids.
I think Jordy beat him this year.
No, I think Mike beat him this year. Jordy won it last year. Jordy's another person. Jordan Shaver is another person who called this out. He also does stand-up. You can see him and Mike Bustler doing a lot of shows together.
They're both haters.
They're both haters. And Courtney Mitchell is also a hater.
For sure. She's like low-key hater, but...
Constant hater.
But those two, yeah, definitely the most hater. So...
Shout out to the haters, first and foremost.
Yeah, you called it out, so congratulations.
You were right. You win.
Yep.
Oh, you win.
Fucking get your handouts or some bullshit.
Welcome to the winner's circle. More importantly, I guess, we trolled the shit out of a lot of people. And I'll be honest, I am a Trump supporter, but I'm not that crazy. Well, maybe I am that crazy.
I think you definitely ride a fine line between crazy and just overly extremist opinionated, if that's
for sure. I do have my opinions, but I don't that harshly lash out on people.
No, not at all.
Not in real life. I can actually have a very level-headed conversation if anybody's interested. But that was just an example of some of the nonsense I've been seeing on the internet for the last year.
And I think what's funny is this was originally you had talked to me about trying to figure out a fun and cool way to get some interest in what we were doing. And, you know, obviously the people that said we were doing a podcast got it. But I think just the post alone is probably going to bring in the interest of people, because they're going to be like, well, what the fuck is this podcast about?
Was it real?
Is there, did they talk about me, you know? Like, is my name going to be involved? No, it's fucking not. The only people that get their fucking name talked about is the people that called it out.
Yeah.
The rest of you little fucks don't get shit.
Y'all were funny, though. It was funny seeing some of the people play along with it and keep pushing the boundaries to see how much I would say. I think it was hilarious.
And I think it just proves like how crazy passionate people are when it comes to politics, and how, you know, when you're sitting behind your phone or computer or whatever, that you don't really have, it's like fucking Wild West. You don't give a fuck what you say, whose feelings could possibly get hurt. Like, nobody gives a fuck, and that's
rules.
That's fucking fucked up.
There's no rules.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
It was cool to take it to an extreme like that, and it was cool to see some of the connections that people were making in the comments. Like, they said that my character was almost portraying what Republicans say Democrats act like.
Oh yeah,
you know
I did see. Yeah, the one dude was like, I don't know what the fuck he was calling you, like a libtard or something.
Yeah, libtard, yeah.
Something along those lines. He's like, you're acting like a liberal, but you say you're a Trump supporter.
Yeah.
After reading that, I was just like, dude, people are diving way too deep about
But
this.
it's funny because if you notice that hypocrisy right there, you would have like, it'd be pretty obvious that I was playing some type of character or some type of role, you know, like it was very hypocritical. But it's also, I think, like incredibly interesting how these stereotypes exist and how true people think some of these stereotypes are. Like, I mean, initially this whole thing blew up just because I posted one comment in response to your picture of our text. Also, the text was fake. This whole thing was completely staged, just to make that absolutely clear. I came to Mark with this idea. He was unsure. He actually has a picture he'll post later proving this. But this whole thing was staged. It was fake. Even the text argument. If you scroll up in Mark's text, you'll see me planning this whole thing out to him, being like, yo, post this. And then I just started commenting to him. But then what offended everybody and got everybody going was the one comment I left. Hold on, I'm pulling it up so I accurately quote myself.
We got to make sure. It's very important that I accurately quote myself.
It's crucial, dude. It's the Wild West out here. They'll fucking hang me. I said, so what if I support Trump? What's that got to do with this? And that set you fuckers off.
It's fucking hilarious.
That's amazing. You scumbags.
What's Trump got to do? Got to do with it.
It was an amazing ride. I had like, I want everybody to know that I was like, I've been constantly laughing for the last few days, reading these things. And as I'm typing them, it's been nothing but hilarity. And just like, I'm like giddy to get on Facebook and see what people say to me.
Yeah, what blew my mind is, even though it didn't go like viral or whatever, but it almost gave me like a sense of what it's like for like people to make videos or that are like possibly like a public figure or something where you get that sort of social media attention where the notifications are just nonstop.
Yeah.
It's fucking overwhelming.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
I remember I had like, there was like 30 minutes where I wasn't at my phone. And in that like half hour, there was already like 40 to 50 more comments.
It's insane. And what's crazy too is in moments like that, because I've done trolls before. This is not my first troll. This is not my first Trump troll even.
This is not my first fucking rodeo.
This is not my first rodeo. Yeah. What's crazy is when your shit starts blowing up like that, your like phone starts not working correctly, your computer, like anything you're logged into is just like so overwhelmed by the amount of shit information coming into it. It just can't handle it. It's amazing.
Like, you fucking dick. Why you subject me to this fucking nightmare? No, but it was just interesting to see just not only the reactions of people, but just how, like you had, when we were talking during this whole time, it was like, dude, this mob mentality is fucking real, you know?
Yeah.
And it was like, even when someone had brought up the podcast thing, it almost felt like people are grabbing a hold of that and they were like, oh, this is a podcast.
Yeah.
Like, this is like the cool thing to say now in regards to this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hop on that train. Like,
yeah,
it's so like weird, just like lemming behavior. It's like unreal.
Just, it was like you claimed to this little bit of hope, like, oh, maybe this is fake. Maybe this is a staged act. And like, I don't know, it just gives people comfort maybe. And then, like you said, it just kind of catches on. And then I think, gradually people started to pick up on that it is some sort of joke. Like, honestly, think about it. How could I possibly sue that many people? Like,
yeah, I'm not really familiar with anything in regards to like legal shit, really. But I definitely know the cease and desist part is, yeah, I think that's like 100% completely out of context.
Yeah.
I don't think that even applies to this situation.
I mean, I don't think you can make a cease and desist video. I think you have to get like a legal form handed to you.
Right.
You know,
it's convincing though. I think the video really helped like people be like, this is for sure fake now. I think the video was like enough evidence for people to be like, this is like way too over the top for this to be fucking real at this point.
Who knows, man? I don't want to get into the heads of the people who are watching this too much and pretend like I know everything that was going on. It was very interesting though.
Yeah, I don't either.
And I mean, just in for the future, I think it would be a really cool idea, and I've talked to you about this already. I think it would be a really cool idea to turn this into some type of coffee table book. All these comments and posts. If I got to do, like anonymous names or whatever, replace it and take people's profile pictures off or whatever. But I personally, if I sat down at somebody's house and this was sitting on their table and I started reading it, I would start crying. I was laughing so hard. I did. Just being in it, I was like in tears laughing so hard.
And I think the other thing too is if we decided to go that route, I think it would be really easy for people to sign off on it and be like, yeah, dude, put me in that book. That's hilarious. True. And I mean, I would be totally down to credit them or like,
yeah, for sure.
I think having their name would be like, even just first name would be funny. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we could figure something out.
We should.
But I think it should be like memorialized in some type of way. Like,
it'll be fun for sure.
There's a lot of things. The internet's funny because like there's things like this that come around and it's like, a lot of energy, and then the next thing comes along and you forget about that, and this was like in a way, this was an art installation, it was performance art. So it'd just be cool. I mean, just me being ego driven, it would be cool for something for me to remember longer than the week that it's going to be on the
or
internet.
The next year during this time where it's like on this day this was made.
Facebook memories.
right or the time hop thing or whatever. Shout out to time hop though, because for real, I always read those every day. And I think Facebook, the on this day thing, dude, I always see the most cringy, uncomfortable shit I posted,
like some emo boy, sad boy,
like 5 or 6 years ago, just like, oh man,
what was I doing?
Terrible. Like, fuck this, dude. So fucked up. It's a fucking nightmare.
Well, I don't get the time hop stuff, because last time I trolled, I actually deleted my whole Facebook and started a new one.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So mine only goes back a year now at this point.
Well, sometimes I wish I had that, but then sometimes I'm like, on this day thing helps me realize that I think I've turned into more of a real life person. My brain is like fully developed now, and now I can be like, I used to be a huge nightmare. Now I'm like a little less. So it's like it's a nice little confidence boost that I feel like I'm growing or something.
You can look back on it. It is cool. I do miss like the pictures and stuff that I had on my old Facebook. Like I'll never get some of those back now, because in that moment I deleted it,
Right.
But whatever. You move on. The internet's not going to last forever.
Yes,
Facebook's not going to last forever. So speaking of Facebook,
how do you think that the internet's not gonna last?
I just believe that's going to turn into something else. Like with everything else in society. Like look at computers. We're moving into quantum computers. Like
we are.
Yeah, and what does that mean? Once that hits the consumer market, quantum computing is like insane, bro. Insane.
I don't even know what that means.
Quantum computing is how they make like all these like. It's how they make rockets and shit. It's how they're doing AI and all that is made on quantum computing. It's basically like a computer that can think for itself.
Oh, are you talking about like I know that they like make like robots and they're like slowly like giving it weird I don't know if the word is analytics, but like
they're like training it.
they're like basically giving it like its own conscience.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like self-aware, all this fucking crazy shit.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
It's disturbing.
It's already happening. Like they've already released multiple forms. Like different companies have released multiple forms of AI onto the internet.
Dangerous as shit. It's like Terminator shit.
Yeah, it's
I
what
hate
movies are made of for sure.
Dude, it's post-apocalyptic fucking nightmare. I'm scared of that. I don't like it. Have you seen Black Mirror? Have you seen that little dog?
No,
thing?
I actually haven't seen Black Mirror.
Oh my God, dude. You got to get on that because that shit, as soon as you see that Black Mirror shit, it's like, dude, this is all plausible shit and this is scary.
Look, there's not many there's not many things in this world that I'm scared of or that I fear, but I really don't like scary movies and I don't go watch them.
Dude, you need to watch Black Mirror. Just trust me.
They get me too anxious. If it's all suspense driven and like it gets me too anxious.
Did you see Get Out? That
no,
movie?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my God, you need to see that.
I want to see it just because of the Kanye shit.
Just for people, the Kanye references?
Yeah, people are tying
Dude, it is. It's for sure heavy, and I totally understand why people are tying those two scenarios together. And I think, I don't know if it's a rumor like Reddit or 4chan or some shit, but someone was saying that Jordan Peele, like his movie, that movie or whatever, I think it's Jordan Peele. But he's like, this was like modeled after Kanye.
Yeah, it was inspired by Kanye.
Yeah,
he came out after Kanye wore the MAGA hat and he said, "Get Out 2." I'm currently writing Get Out 2 inspired by Kanye.
You know what's fucked up though is I was watching another podcast and Jordan Peele had been working on that script for like, I want to say, don't quote me on this, but like 7 years or something.
Holy shit.
So it's been like a long thing in the making.
Let me see if I get the premise right of this movie.
Sure.
I've read about it or whatever.
Okay.
It's essentially
spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Yeah.
A movie that came out
2 years later.
right.
It's about a black dude living in a white community. And
no, you're already wrong.
No? Okay.
You want me to give you
break it down, man.
Like,
break it down. What it
weird
is.
Little rundown. Okay, so it's basically about an interracial couple. Is his white girlfriend, black dude. They are meeting her parents for the first time. And he's kind of like anxious and uncomfortable because they've never met him. He doesn't even know if the parents know he's black, like any of that shit. So they finally meet the parents or whatever. And I'm trying to think of the actor's name. You remember fucking, you remember Billy Madison?
Yeah.
Right? So, you know the dude that's like, not Carl, but the other guy? You know when he's like eating the soup or whatever?
No,
and the guy's like making this like fucked up face at him. Anyway, fucking.
Sorry.
It's all good. It's like two really good actors that you'll fucking know when you see them. You'll know the mom, you'll know the dad. But okay, so they go to meet her parents or whatever, and everything's going well. It's like super kind of weird vibes. You get like kind of uncomfortable through the whole like time that he's there or whatever. And I'm so bad at explaining shit, but basically he finds out that people are like buying these like black people kind of thing. It's like this weird like slave trade thing. And like
weird.
The mom like hypnotizes him and shit. Dude, I'm so bad at explaining this. I feel so stupid.
Basically, it's a race thing.
I don't know if it's supposed to be a race thing because there's other ethnicities. Like I had watched like videos on it and stuff, like synopsises and all that shit. But like, it's basically kind of MK Ultra-ish. Like in a way that he's like that these people are like in a sunken place.
Yeah, that's where the sunken place references.
And they're like they can see what's happening, like it's in their brain or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're like,
out of it.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like hypnotized, zombified.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's super fucking tight, though.
I get it.
So,
on that note, what do you think about MK Ultra?
I think it's a thing, honestly.
You think it's real?
I think it's for sure a real thing. Like it goes back to like World War II shit. Like the Nazis had like.
You think it's currently still happening?
I think so. Yeah. I think there's a lot of shit in the media right now, or like not the media, but
YouTube.
Right, yeah. My best source for all conspiracy.
I get all my info from YouTube. For real.
Very reliable. No, but like, okay, so like the entertainment industry, there's like always like movies that like relate to some sort of like some sort of shit like that. Like, and I think it's just a way of either like fucking with the people that are into conspiracy, or it's just like subliminally like putting that in their head or something.
I feel like a lot of times with these conspiracy theories and shit like this, like it could be cleared up, like, right? They could come out and be like, yo, here's the paperwork for when we used to do this fucked up shit. We're sorry, we haven't done it in a long time. Like they could come out and completely clear it up and be like, yo, we're gonna be completely, transparent. They don't, because I think they like the fact that people come up with all these crazy theories and work themselves into a frenzy. I think like the powers that be, I think, are a little bit in the game of like watching us go nuts. Yeah.
And bro, all I know is fucking Roseanne Barr said that MK Ultra is real. So.
She did. Her Twitter has been amazing for especially me, because I'm a Trump supporter and she's into all the weird Trump conspiracy stuff. Like,
which you remember she had I don't remember, was she on air or something, but she had basically gone into like MK Ultra and conspiracy theory and all this crazy shit, and everyone's like, it's gonna fucking ruin your career, blah blah blah, how could you talk about that shit? And then I don't know what happened, but she gets her show back, right? Yeah. Shout out to Roseanne Part 2.
The show is awesome, by the way.
I haven't watched it. I just know that Whitney Cummings is a writer on it. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's probably tight. But yeah, they were like, it's career suicide to bring up all this bullshit and blah, blah, blah. And then she gets the show back and she's still spouting off at the mouth and nothing's happening. So
no, in fact, her show is doing like #1 numbers when they air. Like the most watched thing when it's on the air.
Yeah, I haven't even checked it out. I'm just so like,
it's funny, man. It's just like it was, except current day topics.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you think back,
is John Goodman in it?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like almost.
Does he look like shit now?
No, he looks good actually.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
I mean, he's still John Goodman. Like,
right. Yeah, he's still kind of.
I don't want to diss the man, but he's got that body type.
He's got that I don't give a fuck body type for sure.
Right.
He's got that carb body.
He's got that I don't have a six-pack, I drank a six-pack.
Right.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, I'm really into the conspiracy theories. I enjoy it on an entertainment level, and just also just being interested in these ideas and stuff what I think is crazy. This is what I think is crazy. The people who go online and like, there's real researchers who will dig and find shit to back up what they're saying, right? You watch some of these YouTube channels. Yeah. Some of these people are legit, like, trying to figure this out. Other people just want to go, like, the other night, I'm into the QAnon conspiracy, and if you don't know what that is, like, it's a ridiculous thing for me to explain.
Well, isn't it the dude that, like, supposedly has inside, like, information that works in, like, the political realm right now, and is basically exposing like tons of shit, and it's actually like either coming into fruition or like it is like being proved like shortly after.
It's like
something crazy.
It's like question-based riddles. Like he's trying to lead the people to the answers that are already available to the public through news and leaks and whatever. But what's crazy is like the other day QAnon posted this picture of, it's either like a semi truck or the inside of like a freight airliner, and in the back of it there's these pallets with shit stacked up on them, and you can't see what they are at all. And somebody was like you go on Twitter and you look up this specific picture, and like for real, it's just clear freight, either semi truck or freight airliner. It's just clear, and then they're pallets like wrapped in plastic, and they're stacked up like 6 feet, 8 feet in the air.
Yeah,
you can't at all tell what these are, and people go, "Oh, it's proof that they're selling baby parts."
Whoa.
With like no fucking evidence. Period.
Yeah.
That to me is the entertainment factor.
See, when you started describing that, I automatically, based on all my like conspiracy rabbit holes I go down, I automatically thought like FEMA camps. I was like, oh, this is related to.
See, there it goes. Example.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, is the truck going to Walmart where they have the barbed wire that's on the inside so that people can't escape because they're going to be...
There we go.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
But they'll post it. They'll be like, this is the proof. This is it.
Yeah.
They're selling baby parts. That's what they're doing. That's why they want people to have abortions.
Yeah. Dude,
I kind of believe that shit. I guess, I mean, I've seen some evidence come out about them selling, parts from aborted fetuses and shit. It's
parts?
Yeah, it's fucking weird, bro.
What does that mean?
Fucking weird. Like, think about it too. That was joked about years ago on like Family Guy or one of those shows where Stephen Hawking was eating.
Oh, South Park.
South Park. Yeah. Stephen Hawking was eating placentas or something.
No, he was just like sucking. Like,
oh yeah, the big aborted fetuses. Yeah. That's how he got his life force.
Slowly start walking or some shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, these have been around for a long time. These ideas and conspiracies and stuff.
They've come a long way with stem cells though too. So that's where I like, kind of like, what the fuck are the baby part bullshit? Because like, dude,
it gets into all this Hillary Clinton and the whole pedophile shit, and
but
that's really dark, bro. Like that's a really dark part of the internet.
Yeah, I've gone down those too.
Yeah, it's really dark.
I watched a weird documentary about like the royal family.
Yeah,
and like all those English fucks that like basically kidnap kids and like bring them to that island and just like do whatever.
Yeah,
and
the Ellis Island.
Yeah, dude.
Fucking weird shit.
It's fucked up.
No thanks.
It's dark.
Yo, like if there's pedophiles out there, like the mob will destroy you. Like if you think the mob's destroying Donald Trump, if that shit comes out and comes true, like they will destroy you.
Well, I'm sorry, but that queen shit.
Which one?
The queen or whatever.
Bro, have you ever looked up how much land she owns?
No.
Like the Queen's Reich or whatever it is. Right. I don't fucking know. Dude, so much land. She actually owns the most land out of anybody in the entire world.
What does she do with all the land though? Like,
right.
Just like hella cricket and like,
I don't know. It's probably like assets, sell or trade or whatever, make deals.
Fuck that.
It's fucking weird shit though. Like,
bitch can barely walk. What are you going to do with all that land? Shut up.
Right.
Fucking freak. Dude, she creeps me the fuck out though.
The whole royal bloodline and all that is so weird.
I feel like it's so ancestral too.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
It's like the, what's those one fools? The Rothschilds, how they all just look like donkey dick and they're like all basically related.
Smart as fuck though.
I guess.
I mean, they know how to manipulate a bunch of shit to go their way, obviously.
Yeah. Did you hear about that? What was it? A senator in Maryland. They were talking about like the weird weather changes or whatever. And he goes, yeah, that's because the Rothschilds are controlling the weather.
Yeah.
Did you read that article?
No, but I think I'm familiar. Does it tie in with HARP?
I don't know. HARP is that like military thing that like they talk about controlling the weather or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, there's a video of them actually like making clouds and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if all clouds, dude, I'm by no means a scientist or anything.
Neither of us are, bro. We sit on YouTube. We're dumb as fuck. We don't know anything.
I am, I don't really know anything, to be honest.
It's just interesting.
But it's like, I mean, if you look at what clouds are, like it's all just like various forms of like the, like back in the day with like the science diagram with like, evaporation, condensation, all that shit. I feel like it's not that hard to like manipulate
Make a cloud.
that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's cloud makers.
We should have been doing it a long fucking time ago.
There's straight up cloud makers, 100%.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Do you even vape, bro?
I do.
Yeah. No, it's cloud makers. It's a
Oh,
joke.
yeah. Fucking
Sorry.
damn it. So can we talk about Kanye West?
Please.
All right.
Yes.
You go first.
All right. Well,
This might get weird because
this is something we disagree on. I already know in some form or fashion.
Yeah, I think so too. So
this is why, actually, just to give people a heads up, Mark and I are really great at arguing. We might have been cool so far this whole podcast, but we wanted to start a podcast where we talk about things we disagree on. And this is one of the things we actually disagree on. I like Kanye. I'm a super Kanye stand. I'll stand up for him too.
right.
No, but I like him a lot. Obviously, my Trump troll that we did to start this podcast was inspired by him. I'm not gonna lie. He's an amazing.
Phil's not that much of a fucking genius.
Yeah,
he's just
no. I'm a profoundly competent genius. Profoundly competent genius.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so I like Kanye a lot. I think a lot of what he does will be understood years down the road. I think he's doing some very profound things for real. And there's a deeper message buried in a lot of the things he's doing, especially right now. Mm-hmm. But I don't think he's under control by anybody. I don't think this is MK Ultra.
The more I look into shit, the more I'm gonna I actually think I agree with you. He doesn't seem, because I notice like all the people that they talk about that get MK Ultra'd.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how you would refer to it.
Yeah,
but
you get Ultra'd, dude.
Yeah. I think all the people that they show that they like speculate that on these like conspiracy videos are all people that don't say shit anymore.
Yeah.
That don't have a voice or like
DMX
or like, for example, they talk about Eminem, right?
Yeah, okay, that's a good example. He's MK Ultra.
He's like not even, he doesn't even look the same, dude.
I know.
He looks straight up cloned.
He's a clone for sure. We will agree on this.
That facial hair doesn't even look like it's real or something.
Bro, if this whole thing, what he's doing now is a troll, it's a bad troll. Like,
he's not really saying anything either,
because
dude.
like
It's
look
weird.
at his history, man. He's like the shock rapper. He's like the one that like was like the most shocking.
That
brought it up.
Started the shit.
Right.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have Tyler the Creator. We wouldn't have Kanye West doing the shit he was doing if it wasn't for Eminem talking about raping his wife and killing his mom and all this shit.
Which is basically, that was like a fucking like the duality thing. Like, you know, you're like familiar with that duality shit.
What
the like the like alter ego shit.
Oh yeah, with
How
Slim
they, like,
Shady and Eminem and
Marshall Mathers or whatever, or like fucking Beyonce with Sasha Fierce, and then, like Beyonce, all that stupid shit.
Jay-Z, Hove.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think, have you seen Katy Perry too? They're talking about how Katy Perry's a clone, dude.
What happened
or like MK Ultra, dude. Okay, so. I've been watching like the fucking auditions for like American Idol and shit.
Yes.
I don't know. We had talked about something.
Some of that shit makes me cry, dude. Like when I see somebody who sings really good and they get it, like I will cry.
I thought you were like gonna go with like you empathize with the like delusional.
No, that like I might cry because I'm laughing so hard.
Right.
No, like when somebody's like really good and they like unexpectedly sing really good, like you know, if you walked up there and you just had this angel bird voice and they were like, you're going to LA, I would cry, dude. I would cry.
I think I don't really get emotional like that unless the lyrics are, but like I'll get that goosebump grind.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, why am I getting this? I don't even listen to this.
They're so good at manipulating us, dude.
Right. But anyway, so watching like Katy Perry on that show, dude, she is straight up fucking dumb.
What happened
She
to her?
either has been dumb this entire time and just no one has ever known, or she's just like or she's fucking ultraed out.
It could be either one. I'll be honest.
I watched that show and like they have like a country dude and then they have like Lionel Richie, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Dude,
I haven't watched it. Like I'm not familiar with the newest cast.
I haven't been like watching it either. Like I said, I just like watched clips or whatever. Lionel Richie is the only one that makes sense on that show.
That's fucking weird.
And he's like the oldest plastic looking one.
Right.
Like, I don't know, dude.
Least expected.
There's fucked up shit happening in Hollywood. God damn it,
there
dude.
Is, bro.
It's fucking weird.
I just came from there.
Yeah.
I just moved. I was living out there for a year.
Dude, we totally just skipped over the Kanye shit and just like trailed off.
Yeah, dude. Kanye, I think Kanye is in a really special place, bro. I think he's doing some really forward-thinking thing. I think it's something our society needs. We get too caught up in like normal rhythms, right? And when we're caught up in these normal rhythms of just like dragging yourself out of bed, dragging yourself to work, dragging yourself home, laying on the couch, watching TV, going to sleep and doing it all over again.
Yeah.
Like we need people like Kanye West or Eminem back in the day or Marilyn Manson or Andy Kaufman to come out into society and shake this shit up.
Right.
You know, like we gotta change some things because like, for example, bro, like I just picked up a newspaper, Muskegon newspaper the other day, and on the front page, it was about how the per capita income for one person in a household in Michigan has dropped $5,000 a year. So it went from being like $35,000 a year was the normal per capita in 1999, and in 2015, it's now $29,000 a year.
Ugh.
We've lost almost $6,000 in income a year. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Does that relate to like? Doesn't that like factor in like the market going down for like real estate and all that shit?
Sure, yeah, and the factories leaving. There's lots of factors to this, but like, why in these 15 years since that happened, like, why are new factories not coming in? Why are new jobs not being provided? You know, and I think it's because nobody's really like stepping up and taking the roles. Right. You know, and we need like, and to go back to the point, I feel like we need people like Kanye to come in and like, fucking slap us across the face.
I think we need Kanye to step in and increase everyone's pay by taking a pay cut of his own.
Exactly. Yes.
So boom.
Yeah.
No, I think the only thing I'm all about Kanye too. Don't get me wrong. I got some Yeezys on right now, even. Ooh. Fucking A, dude. I'm stunting. No, but for real, I think the only thing that he said that is weird is that slavery shit.
That was weird.
And I feel like I know what he's trying to say. Yeah. That like slavery can be also like a mindset. Yeah. But I don't think he was able to articulate his words or like
in the moment he just
in the right way to like really you know,
if you go back and watch it, even in the moment he like backtracked immediately after he said it, and he was like slavery and is black people and Holocaust is Jewish people. He's like prison is something we can all agree on. That's a term we can all relate to because it doesn't matter, you're white and black both in prison. You know. And then like, TMZ kind of did him wrong and whatever, they got to sell fucking TV time or advertisements or whatever, but they put out edited clips. And if you go back and watch
which is always a fucking thing.
Yeah.
Always.
And the problem is like as a society, and this is why I think Kanye is important, is like we're used to just reading the headlines, and that's sad, bro. You got to read, like you can't, like this is the oldest saying. You can't judge a book by its cover. Right. Like you can't just look at the book and be like, that's a whack book. You got to actually read the fucking book. So if you only watch that little clip where he said slavery is a choice, you're going to be pissed off. But if you watch the full context The whole, because he did that for 30 minutes straight.
Yeah.
And explained and talked to people in the room and had like one-on-one breakdowns with this dude named Van. You know, like if you watch the whole thing, you really understand what he was trying to say and what his point was. It was really unorthodox. It was really like over the top and extra dramatic. But think about what TMZ is, you know? Unorthodox. It's over the top. It's extra dramatic. It's talking about cellulite on people's asses and shit. Like,
right.
You know, at some point you gotta leave these fucking people alone, bro, and let them just be a person.
And I actually went through this earlier in the year. I think earlier in the year, maybe last year. I forget what.
I was excited for the Kanye argument because I thought you were gonna hold on to the MK Ultra thing.
Dude, I thought I was too, and then he dropped that interview and. That 2-hour interview with Charlemagne, right? That's his name? Okay. So before that, I was completely convinced that he fucking disappeared for a year and went down the conspiracy hole of like, well, he's not the same person again.
He's
like,
cloned.
He's cloned or some bullshit like that.
Came out with the blonde hair on the top.
Right. And that's like a whole fucking thing in
itself.
itself.
That is a thing.
Where they're like, anytime like a celebrity has a breakdown, they'll like color their hair blonde as like some weird warning thing with the Illuminati that like
it's like a symbol,
right? And it like goes back to like Marilyn Monroe or something. Like there's some sort of symbolism with that too. I don't fucking know. I was convinced that was what was happening. After watching that 2-hour interview, he just sounded like he was in a dark fucking place. He had a lot of information, inside information on shit that was happening as far as politics go, as far as like corruption with big business involving politics. And I think just between that and touring, and I think he's just overwhelmed with all kinds of fucking dark shit.
Finding that stuff out about the liposuction and the opioids and shit.
And I think he had even talked about how he was like addicted to opiates, right?
Yeah.
So I think all of that shit, he just fucking had, you know, like a fucking breakdown 100%. And I think that in the interview, he kind of explained himself in a way that, dude, that's all it was. And he needed to fucking go through the notions of all that shit. Yeah. And now he's back. And I still feel like he may be like overly medicated or not medicated enough or something.
I feel like his
levels are kind of fucking not where they need to be.
I would imagine he doesn't want to be on any sort of drugs and he just wants to be himself.
Nobody does though. Nobody wants to be reliant on some sort of mood stabilizer.
Yeah, that's rough.
It sucks, dude.
I posted on my Facebook the other day. I said I posted a status just the other night. I said, let's build a society where we don't need drugs to escape it. That's a deep statement to make. And like, that's some real shit, bro. Like in all types of forms and fashions, because we need these drugs to be mentally stable within our society. It's like, okay, what's going on? You know, like what's going on within
society?
Well,
think about it this way too. I was talking to my therapist. Yes, I have a fucking therapist.
Fuck yeah, I want to get one too.
Dude, it's amazing.
I just use Facebook trolling as mine, but eventually I'll get a professional.
See, I mean, I have fucking health insurance, so I should probably like take advantage of that because a lot of people don't have it.
Right.
And me being like, oh, I'll just fuck a doctor. I'll just deal with it. It's fucking dumb. So anyway, I pay $20. She listens to me for an hour. Sometimes it's about personal shit. Sometimes it's about like actual medical shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, so where the fuck was I going?
You see a psychiatrist. We were talking about medication. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, she she was talking about you know, disease is a way of making money. Like there's reasons why we don't cure shit.
Yeah.
Or like why there hasn't been enough medical advances in certain types of like, you know, popular diseases.
Yeah.
Is because people make money off that shit, dude.
That's fucked up.
It's a fucking thing.
It's a business.
A doctor prescribes you something, you get these side effects. And you're like, hey, I'm getting these fucking side effects. How do I deal with that? They're like, well, we have another medication to help you with that side effect. and then you have a whole list of new ones. And then at that point, you're just giving yourself a cocktail of different medicines that only had like one or whatever. You know
right.
what I'm
You got to
saying?
deal
So
with
like,
the side effects of this one, which is this
it's
one,
unreal,
this
dude.
one. Yeah.
It's dark.
It is
and then
dark.
big pharma is tied to fucking politics, and big pharma is tied to, dude, it's so fucking gross.
It is fucked up, and we
It's
need
gross.
to, like, again, going back to people that shake things up. That's why I think Trump is important, because he's actually talking about these issues and bringing them to the forefront. And it's not campaign time anymore. You know, it's not go out and lie to the people.
Are they working on impeaching him right now?
The Dems are, yeah.
I heard something about, I think this morning, that like
they're trying to build up the blue wave
again,
because we have again, and like go back and look at the map for the 2016 elections.
Right.
It's all red, bro. It's all red. This whole fucking thing where it's like a battle and whatever is bullshit. It's marketed. It's a business. They're trying to sell an idea to people in the same way the pharmacies are selling prescriptions, in the same way the insurance companies are selling insurance. It's all tied in, man. And these people don't want to lose power.
It's all dark.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's very dark. But my point with Trump is if it was just a campaign thing to get him elected and get him in the history books, just like every other president, he would shut up about it. He wouldn't continue, you know?
Right.
But he's not. He continues these fights with, like there's been advancements in the pharmaceutical industry, in the FDA, you know, in the EPA. There's a lot of things that are happening. And again, just like I said with Kanye, years down the road, we're going to see. But like right now, it's really intense for a lot of people. And I 100% understand why it's really intense. There's a lot of scary shit going on. But I'm a firm believer that there's a lot of very terrible people in leadership positions that don't deserve to be there. They're not thinking with our
the well-being of like the American public.
They don't want us. They don't want us to win, bro. DJ Khaled was right. They don't want us to win.
I just think it's so funny when people talk about freedom or whatever.
Yeah.
We're built in a society where we're under the illusion that we have freedom, when really I want to say like there's a good amount of the population that are stuck, dude. They're stuck with the same shit job. They really don't have the means or ways of getting out of it. And that's just their life, dude. You're just a slave to like this shitty like fucking...
You know, some people click in with these whatever, you know, like I can lock in with a factory job, you know, and I like almost have an out of body experience when I'm working. You know, you give me a simple thing to do for 8 hours, like I'm in my head meditating, finding peace and nirvana and shit. Like I'm not even focused on the work I'm doing, you know. So like I think a lot of people in positions like that are in similar things. They're just, you know, they're just providing for their family. And walking through life. But I think you're right, is a lot of people are tied up in belief systems, right? You know, we are free. We really do have the power. This is like, this goes back to the slave thing that Kanye said, which is, you know, the slaves outnumbered the slave owners, right? If they really wanted to stand up and revolt, they had the numbers to do it.
Right.
They just didn't have the organization or the guidance
or the right frame of mind to understand that they could easily organize.
There was forced ignorance on them, you know, like they were not taught to read and write. They were not
given the necessary tools and assets to utilize them.
They were not given like the idea of how our government works, and you know, like all these different
and things. I think that's what Kanye was trying to say. I think that's what, but he just couldn't articulate
in the moment
in a fucking way.
He's not the one for that, but he
for the one to say that, right?
But I mean, like, I don't want to say he was right, because that was a really wrong thing for him to say.
It's too much,
and that's like,
sure.
Like as me, like with the stunt I just pulled on Facebook, I said a lot of really wrong things to say, right? Somebody said, do you know what whitewash means? And I said, I don't have to know what it means because it isn't real.
Yeah, I was reading that too. And I don't really know the girl that well. I kind of know her, I kind of don't, but yeah, when I was reading those comments too, I didn't want to touch on it because I wasn't really sure where she was going with that.
Right.
I don't like, because when I think of the like phrase whitewashed, I think of it, this is bad, dude. I don't want to be.
We don't have to get that deep into it, but I'm saying my response was bad. That was the wrong thing to say.
What was the response again?
We don't have to know what it means, or I don't have to know what it means because it isn't real. Right? It's real in some sort of form or fashion. Like, that's ignorant for me to say it doesn't exist in any type of way. That is not real. You know, I knew I was saying an offensive thing, right?
Yeah.
But I was doing a troll.
Right.
I was trying to be offensive. I was trying to say the wrong things, right? And sometimes, like, the wrong things will click in some type of right way. But it's timing, you know? And that it was more of a comedic thing because I was like, it originally started because
what was she trying to say?
She said whitewash. Though? I don't know, man. Some weird point. I don't know. I try not to get my personal feelings involved with it, you know, because I was just like, how ridiculous can I be right now?
Right. So, and that's when it starts getting weird, when you start to get too politically into it, where it's like, okay, now everyone's like legitimately arguing kind of shit,
which is why I pulled the sue card out, because then it just became over the top ridiculous. It was like, I'm going to sue you, you know, like
it turned into more like if people actually read into it, it's fucking clearly a joke, dude.
I wish people would have shared the post more, because that's what that was my intention. I thought I was dealing with some rebels.
Dude, the weird messages.
Yeah. I
had a lady message me like...
I have it. I'll pull it up and read it because it's actually a really cool message.
Yeah, I did end up replying to her. I think it was like super short. It was basically like, I'm glad that, you know, it made you happy and you got a laugh out of it, you know?
That was a really cool thing that people were saying, like, best troll of all time, greatest stat of all year. That felt really good to read that we were giving people a good time. Hopefully people didn't get too offended by it, but if they did, whatever, don't listen to the podcast. Like, shit, it's not that bad. It's just words. She said, "You don't know me personally, but I must say that this post is so famous and so hilarious, it literally brings me joy to read new comments. I'm sorry if it causes you personal problems, and I hope it's not inconvenient to you, but please know how much joy you have brought to many Facebook scrollers." Then she did a little heart symbol and said, "I had to tell you, it's weird. I totally get it." That's amazing, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
that's amazing. Total stranger. You don't know who this person is. No. Total stranger. While we're on the topic, I want to shout out a couple people that reached out to me in a really nice way, just to be like, "Yo, Phil, don't worry about this."
Oh yeah.
My homie Santino Hernandez, who's hilarious and raps as Tino Toe Tag. He was one person to reach out to me, and I want to say thank you for that. My sister-in-law, Heather Myers, reached out to me and said some really nice things and told me to ignore Mark and that he was being an asshole. I want to say I thank you and I love you for that. And lastly, Skip. I'm not sure how to say his last name. Larabelle, I think. He was the drummer in the Offbeats back in the day.
Love
super cool dude.
It's hilarious.
I don't really have a super deep relationship with him yet, other than just playing in bands and, you know, going back and, you know,
he's a fucking funny as fuck dude.
Super cool dude.
Super fun.
But all love, bro, for reaching out. 3 people reached out to me.
Dude, I had 8, so fuck you.
Yeah. So
8.
That was cool.
Blat 8, son.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad for the people I lied to.
Yeah.
Like, I really do.
I do,
because I am the type of person that I can't keep secrets at all.
I know.
I'm the type of person that's like, oh, Christmas is coming up. I bought you something, and I can't even fucking not tell you like 2 weeks before.
Right. You're gonna know.
Yeah, it's bad. So yeah, there was some people all the people that asked me, I think they knew.
They were
anyway.
just trying
They
to
were
figure
like-
out if it was
they,
real or fake.
They just wanted like the satisfaction of getting like that confirmation, so
Yeah.
they can be like, "Ooh, I knew him.
I know Mark Class.
Yeah, yeah.
I know him.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was fucking funny, dude. It was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, just like the social psychology behind it.
Yeah. We haven't really dug into that.
Because I
It's-
think a lot of people just when they see something political like that, or they see that it's in favor of one side or the other,
Yeah.
they want to jump on that. They want to get their voice out.
Yeah, exactly.
They want to be like, yes, I fucking agree with that. They completely disregarded the fact that what I did was fucked up.
Really fucked up.
Like, I basically took something that was private between you and I,
Yeah.
like in theory or whatever,
Yeah.
hypothetically.
The way we staged
right.
it.
And just put him on blast like a fucking asshole,
Right.
dude. Like, you can't just like.
Right. You
How
took,
is no one going to touch on that? Like,
Right.
Mark Glass, that's not
Bro,
fucking nice.
what
That's
was-
fucked up.
what was weird was I kept repeating that to people. Like,
Yeah.
yo, he took a private message and then turned it political in order to mock me. and people were like, it's free. He's free to do that. He's free. Like, yo, that's fucked up.
Right,
like,
right. Think about it this way too. If it was a nude, right?
right.
It's essentially the same fucking thing.
Yeah. It's
Like if
very
you had, like-
revealing.
like
It's
if
very
you had a-
powerful place to be.
Like if
over
you had an
somebody.
ex or something,
Yeah.
and you're like, you just posted onto something, like, here's my ex naked. She's a Trump supporter. How many people would lose their fucking
Right.
mind, dude?
You'd be a monster.
Right.
Yeah.
A piece of shit.
Yeah.
100%. But this is essentially the same type of thing, only, nah, dude. It's,
Not the nude, but you know, a
Right.
private
Yeah.
thing between you and I.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's interesting that, but I also like you've made a point to me before. It's you know, in part people were standing up for you, and it was your friend base. It wasn't necessarily
Right.
my base of friends. It was on your profile.
Which shout out to everyone that did take it in a way to stand up for me. That's
Yeah.
cool, dude.
It is cool.
It's
cool.
interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see that, like, even though I did something fucked up, that people are like, you know, I'm gonna stick up for him.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing, is we don't know if that's actually the case.
Yeah. Right.
If it's like someone trying to defend me, or someone using it as an opportunity to give their own fucking opinion and be like, no, this is fucked up,
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
Yeah. Right.
Because I think it's more the selfish side.
Could
honestly.
be. Typically, I mean, statistically, how it goes with people, we're kind of looking to boost ourselves most of the time.
Right.
Yeah. Which is, you know, normal human behavior, but is
Mhm.
is endlessly interesting. Endlessly interesting.
For sure.
Um,
What else?
that was a cool. I mean, that was a cool little social experiment.
For sure. I definitely agree.
I hope.
I don't think we're going to be able to pull it off ever again.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Stay tuned, man. I'm not gonna stop trolling.
for the record, I don't like trolling. I feel bad all the time.
I have a special gift for it where it's like, it's a character, man. It's like what's it called? Method acting, right?
Right.
Where you just go full into character, and it's like I observe a lot of things. I'm all over the internet, and I have been for years. Like we're the generation that purposed the
Mhm.
internet, you know? Like it's us.
I think I just don't like confrontation in that way, because
Yeah.
I guess I should.
I don't either, personally.
Right.
Like when it comes to personal things, I steer very far away from personal confrontation. But I also have a confidence in me to like if I need to get something done, I'm going to get something done. Which maybe ties into why I can also do this trolling thing and go full into character and just not really care about the embarrassing shit that's happening.
I just always feel so bad all the time.
Yeah, I
I'm
felt really
like,
bad when I had to
it's
lie
weird.
to my friends.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
I did.
I don't like arguing on social media really anymore.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Like, I remember back
It's
in
annoying.
the day.
I would like to point out that that's one of the reasons why I do this is because it's annoying. It's not a healthy and normal thing. Like have your opinion, have your voice. But if it's like to the point where you're cutting ties with people, it's bad. That's bad. That's a bad place to be.
It's not healthy at all. That's for sure. regardless of political beliefs, I think even if all my closest friends were like, I voted for Trump for these reasons, and they were fucked up reasons, I don't think that gives me enough to be like, I don't want anything to do with you anymore.
Right.
We're not friends. Fuck
right.
this.
You got to
that.
like, your actions have to be bad for me to be like, yo, I don't fuck with you.
Yeah.
You know? Like, you have to, your actions, you can say shit, you can believe things, you know, but if your actions, what you are actually doing with your life is some racist shit, like,
right.
let's talk, bro, because this is a problem.
Right.
You're stupid.
A problem. My God. So yeah, are you excited for the Kanye album though? Is this getting you excited?
Yeah,
the shit that he's doing.
There's
or
a
is
lot
it
of
just
stuff
like,
coming out, and I'm excited for all of it. I'm really excited. I'm a super fan. I think it's gonna be great. He hasn't released a bad project in the history of Kanye. So like,
I didn't like the Heartbeats 808.
It's still a great project if
I
you
think
like
it was
that
the
type
transition.
of music.
I think it was the transition for me. It went from, you know, the old Kanye where he had a very distinctive sound.
Yeah.
You know, it was, to me, it was like
too drastic of a change.
Well, I think that's it. And it just, I don't know. It was like too much. It was
too much auto-tune.
Too much of a transition where I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, where's Kanye at?
Like, I don't even understand this shit.
When it came out, I didn't like it, but it grew on me. And then the more projects he released and the more different they got, the more I started to see what he was trying to do.
Because everything after that, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But I think it was just that initial, like, you know, just
from what I've
opposite
heard,
side of the spectrum type of deal where it was just like, whoa.
From what I've heard through, you know, the rumors and the interviews I've watched online and stuff from people that have been around studio sessions with him, is that he's back to the pink polo Kanye style on this new album.
Interesting.
Yeah, so who knows?
See, I don't know if I'm gonna like that now. What
maybe that's
fuck,
a troll.
bro?
Who knows?
Yeah.
I really hope it's not all political. Like,
me too.
I don't really
like that.
If he hits on it, I'm not going to be offended, but like, you know, some of this political stuff just gets like too much at times.
Well, we had this conversation too. I had said, you know, music for me, a lot of times it's about, you know, escaping the fucking outside like media and craziness and like all the negative shit that's like out there. Like for me, like music is very emotional to me. I think like depending on the mood, I'll listen to this type of shit, or if I'm all lit and drunk, I'll listen to this type of shit. If I'm sad, I'm a sadist and will listen to sad shit to make it worse for some reason. I feel like I'm not the only one, but
no.
But yeah, I don't give a fuck, man. I'm not trying to listen to songs that talk about Donald Trump, dude. I don't want to hear it.
Right.
Make something emotional and personal, something that people can relate to, not
in the Trump,
I'm mad at Trump.
Like, if we haven't proved that the Trump thing is played out, you know, with what we just did, like, it's played out. It's too easy.
Do you remember when YG came out with that "Fuck Donald Trump" song?
Yes.
How terrible was that, though?
You remember the one with Snoop Dogg and he shot Donald Trump in the video?
What?
Yeah, Snoop Dogg released a music video, and he shot Donald Trump at the end of it.
Weird.
Yeah.
You'll have to.
It was like
me
somebody
that.
dressed up as Donald Trump. It wasn't actually.
Dude, can we talk about Snoop Dogg for a minute?
What's going on with him, Uncle
Dude,
Snoop?
he is fucking so dumb now. Okay, so I'm a big.
You think it's the weed? Oh, my phone storage is full, so the video is done.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Let's just
let's
can
end
the
it.
audio go?
Yeah. But the audio can keep going. Let's just let's figure out a segue to the ending. We'll talk about Snoop Dogg next time.
Fuck. Can't I just finish with Snoop Dogg?
So
I'm just gonna say this. Snoop Dogg is over the top with the marketing shit.
Yeah, it's weird.
He has gone as far as to getting involved with the NHL now, which I'm all about the NHL. I'm all about hockey. I grew up on that shit. Anyway, he's like he's got these weird little videos now where he is like going through different hockey slang. So like, for example, like,
oh my God.
so for example, there's like biscuit, right? And that
Yeah.
refers to a puck.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like putting in his 2 cents about that shit. Like in hockey, what do you call a biscuit? And it's like, these aren't talking about grandma's biscuit. We're talking about a hockey puck.
Look,
It's like, what?
Snoop Dogg should have just stopped once he started doing the narration for the GPS system.
His podcast is dope, dude.
Yeah,
it's really
is.
fun and
Yeah,
cool.
it is.
But
Yeah, it is.
dude, just stop. Why do you gotta put your fucking toe in everything,
That's
man?
weird,
What?
man. Uncle Snoop. Somebody
so
save
money
your uncle.
driven, bro.
Somebody save that uncle.
Dude, the double G is for Freemasons, pretty sure.
Probably.
All right, well,
Well, Mark.
it's been like a good hour.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's tight.
That's a full podcast.
Fuck yeah, it is. It
We
fucking
did it.
flew by, dude. Oh
It
my
did,
God.
yeah.
I sound so dumb. Like, I feel like I wasn't smart. You got to fucking threw me off with that Get Out shit.
Yeah.
I can't. Now I feel dumb.
That'll be the title. Mark explains Get Out terribly.
All right, yeah. I'm sorry, guys.
That's all right. Not everybody can.
I couldn't articulate my thoughts on that movie on the spot like that. I need to type it out.
Yeah. Well, it's been great.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Shout out to everyone that got involved in that post, dude. It
Yeah.
was fucking fun.
It was a lot of fun.
I hope that it doesn't affect anything. You guys don't think.
Don't take it serious.
Yeah, please.
If you want to
don't.
hate me, cool, whatever. I'm not hurt.
But don't hate me, guys.
Yeah, Mark's a
Haters.
good guy.
I'm sensitive.
Mark's a really nice guy.
You should listen to the podcast, though. If you don't, fuck you. I don't give a shit. We're doing this for ourselves. I wanted to explain this, too, because the people that I did clear up everything with, they asked me, you know, like, what's the podcast about, shit like that. I'm gonna fucking read it, because for some reason I can articulate my thoughts better this way. So a friend of ours, actually one of the people that had called it out, I said that basically Phil and I were going to talk about, you know, current events, music, and we tend to debate a lot, which we talked about earlier, and then conspiracy shit. And we also really want to get guests on here too.
Yeah.
Phil and I both have so many friends, and so many friends that do weird, different shit as far as career-wise, and also friends that have literally known us since our teenage years, you know.
Over half our lives.
Yeah, so they know everything about us.
Right, come on and give them the deets, bro.
The embarrassing stories,
Yeah,
all
come on.
kinds of fucking shit. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to kind of do this, talk about whatever. I think it's more relatable that way. At least that's how my mind works. It's
Yeah.
all over the fucking place.
We're not trying to overthink this whole thing. We're just like, literally, we didn't talk about any of the topics we were going to talk about today. We just
I don't
sat
even
down.
remember what we were supposed to talk about besides Kanye died.
We didn't have any prearranged plan. We just sat down and had a conversation. So
and
that's-
this is not hating on people that have a theme either. I think that's
Yeah.
really beneficial, especially for building a brand and for
for
people to.
sure.
But for us, this is just a cool way to document some of our really fun conversations we have.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
fuck
We've
it.
had a lot of them. We might as well start sharing them with people.
Yeah, when we're if we don't die from some crazy shit,
If I don't get
we c-
assassinated.
if we can like look back on this and be like, hey, dude, this is what we were thinking about and talking about it when
Yeah.
I was fucking 30.
Yeah.
When I'm 70 now and I don't even know how to wipe my ass or whatever. So
What happened to my asshole?
I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Oh, wow.
Man, awesome.
Tight.
Tall
Tight.
glass.
Let's just plan on, I think we're going to try and do this every week, at least
Yeah,
once a week.
Once a week. And if you want to pick up a guest spot on our podcast, just reach out to one of us.
Yeah, just message us.
Yeah.
I think eventually we'll try and get more professional and have like an
Yeah.
email and all that shit.
Yeah,
but
just Facebook me, bro.
I know I have a friend coming in from Chicago in like 2 weeks, and I think it'd be cool to have her on.
Yeah.
She works for Vans.
Ooh.
So
She's Vans.
she's kind of high up enough that they like fly her out to like the main Vans spot in California. And she lives in Chicago and she parties and she's very interesting and bougie. And I think she'd be great to be on here. So
Well, check this out. I wear a size 12 in Vans.
Dude, let's see if she'll give us discounts on shoes, bro.
Talking about.
All right, tight.
Yeah, tight.
Thanks,
tight,
guys. If you listened, I don't know.
Well done. You did it.
Well, first one done.
You get a trophy.